So I have a really controversial relationship with theme parks. I really, really like theme parks, but I always have bad experiences that never go well. Like, have you ever seen that cartoon with that skunk that's like always chasing after that cat? Pepe Le Pew? Yeah, that one. I think it might have been before my time, but that's like my relationship with theme parks. Like, I'm the skunk and theme parks are like the cat. I like totally love them, but they're just like never into me. Which is like super unfortunate. So, for example, I went to Valley Fair last year, and it was like the first time I've ever been there. I'm from Oregon, so it was new to me. And I know to all people here, it's like boring. But I was on that ride, the Extreme Swing, I think it's called. And if you haven't been on it, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a giant swing, and then it goes up, and then it goes back, and you're facing the ground. And it's super awesome, and I love it. But I will say this. There's nothing more terrifying than the moment that you are 50 feet in the air, facing directly towards the cement, and you watch your seat buckle fall past you. Anyway, I mean, I still had that thing that gets in front of your hips, so like it was fine. But I mean, you get like, but there was a click sound, and then the seat buckle part fell out. The most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life. I guess you could say I came this close to death. But that's not the part of the theme I want to talk about. Because that's not my worst theme park experience. I hate Disneyland. Disneyland is my least favorite place in the world. And growing up, it's the place that I always wanted to be at. Because as a kid, you love Disney, and it's super exciting. I didn't get the opportunity to go until I was 18 years old. And I was on a mission trip to Tijuana. I don't know why that's funny. I'll talk a little bit about that briefly. So, we went to Tijuana. We drove, I lived in Oregon. We drove up through California, went to Tijuana, and we stayed in these tents out in like the middle of the desert, and we would eat food off of a fire, and then we'd go during the day for the week and we'd build houses. And it was a super great experience, but it was also super, super difficult. And I'll say this, I would rather be living in a tent in the desert in Tijuana than go back to Disneyland. And maybe it's because they make Disneyland sound like this amazing thing and this beautiful, wonderful experience, and it just can't live up to those expectations or even come close to them. So on our way back, we stopped at Disneyland, and I was super excited. And so we went into Disneyland in the early morning, and the first thing I tried to ride was Space Mountain. And I got on Space Mountain, and it started, and it was super awesome. The ride shut down right in the middle. They turned the lights on. And I don't know if you've been to Space Mountain, but it's like super black. There's stars everywhere. You're whizzing around. You don't know where you're going. When they turn the lights on, it's not magical. You're in a room, and there's like some Christmas lights up. So I went on the Buzz Lightyear ride, which also broke down in the middle. And then I went on the Haunted Mansion, and it broke down. And then I waited an hour and a half for Indiana Jones, which broke down before I got on it. So at least it didn't tease me first. But by way of example, my relationship with Disneyland is kind of like, think about Angelica from the Rugrats, where like she wants everyone to love them, but she treats them like crap, and I'm the other babies that she treats like crap. So this is where I really come to the coming close situation. I decided all these rides were failing, but there's one thing that wasn't going to fail. I was going to get my picture with a princess. And so there's this one place where you do that, and you get in line and you wait like 45 minutes, and then you get to take your picture with 3 different princesses. So I waited for 45 minutes, and I got to the front of the line, and it didn't break down. But it was the worst 3 princesses. I was hoping for the good ones, and I ended up with Aurora and Cinderella and Snow White. I'm sorry. I just don't like those ones very much. They aren't as interesting people as... I took my picture with them. If you want to stalk me on Facebook, my arms are crossed and I'm frowning in every moment. That's not the worst part. Took my 3 pictures, and immediately after I left, the 3 best princesses walked in for their shift. Belle, Ariel, and Tiana. So I got in line again. I wasn't going to miss this opportunity. If I was going to get one thing out of Disneyland, it was going to be my picture with the 3 best princesses. So I waited 45 minutes, and I got to the front of the line, and they did a shift change. And in walks Aurora, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. And I told the man who was leading the line, I said, I just want my picture with those 3. And he said, well, too bad. He didn't probably say that exactly, but that was my interpretation of what he said. And so I skipped my picture with these 3, and I ran over, and I got a picture of them walking away together. And it never got better. I came this close to getting my picture with my 3 favorite princesses.